With a question by the Senator for Kirinyaga on measures to reduce double taxation, unnecessary taxes, and overburdening of farmers and Kenyans in general. I would like the CS to address one question. Honorable Speaker, we have had the ministry, actually the CS himself, taking credit that this year's finance bill has no new taxes. But I know it's credit to the Gen Z who have struck the fear of God in this government. They will not attempt to bring new taxes. What are you doing about existing taxation, Cabinet Secretary, that you found, including the housing levy, the increase in pay, and VAT on fuel, that has seen the cost of taxes on a litre of petrol exceeding the cost of the product? I thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Senator Mofai.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Mine is a supplementary question. CS Treasury. Honourable Speaker, this country has witnessed for decades some grievous disparities in distribution of environments across the country. Talk of roads, talk of water, talk of industries and so forth. So as the minister in charge of the National Granary, is there any written policy that is supposed to guide you on how you are supposed to distribute the national developments? And I'm asking this, Honourable Speaker, on behalf of very many Kenyans. You find some areas have been neglected for decades. Other areas are endowed with better roads, water, and so forth and so forth. Is there any existing policy, for that matter, that a Kenyan can quote maybe from Tharaka or from Northeastern or from any other part of this country where there are no such kind of developments? What is it, what criteria do you use to determine where you are supposed to put up roads, where you are supposed to put up water, and so forth and so forth? Is there any existing policy for that matter? Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Honourable CS, you may, if in a position to respond to that question, you may, because it is not related to the primary question. The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I have a question to the Cabinet Secretary in regards to his response on page 6. Unfortunately, Minister, I'll have to tell you that none of these items that you have listed was done to the tea farmers. This is a topic very close to my heart, and therefore I know every single intervention that is done. In the fiscal year that you're referring to, 2023-2024, you have quoted in your response, Mr. Minister, that there was provision of processing equipments to tea cooperatives. It is now in this financial year that there's an attempt to put 3.5 billion shillings to support aging tea factories. And even that, I'm not sure whether the National Assembly Budget Committee will maintain it. So I'll have the Minister check with his records and the people in the ministry whether any of this has been done, because to the best of my knowledge, there is no tea cooperative that was supported with this. With regards to establishment of this, what is calling Tea Value Addition Hub, construction is yet to begin of the common user facility that the government promised tea farmers in the country. And therefore, it will be important for the minister to let us know when construction of this common user facility will commence. There was a promise of 1 billion shillings to KTDA through its subsidiary Ketepa that this was going to be set up in Kericho. I do not know to this date, Mr. Speaker, when that facility will be available for farmers. The same can be said, Mr. Speaker, about Part C of his question, because it needs to be quantifiable. If the minister had given us the specific figure of how much that export market development the government committed to, we'd appreciate, because it is one of the interventions that we seriously need. Lastly, Speaker, just a comment to the minister, because, you know, we are representatives of people, and when there's an opportunity, I appreciate that transportation of tea to factories is VAT exempted. I do not understand, Mr. Minister, why in every finance bill, last year it had to be removed, and even in this year's proposal, transportation of sugarcane to factories is subject to VAT. I don't know why at Treasury they want to treat tea farmers and sugarcane farmers separately, yet they are all citizens of this republic. So while I appreciate what is done for tea farmers, I'd wish that the Treasury does the same for sugarcane farmers as well. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable CS, you have 3 minutes to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll try to be fast. Yes, it is true that we have not made major changes in taxes that would disadvantage the taxpayer or individual taxpayers in terms of reducing their disposable income. And this was a commitment. Yes, I know Senator Sifuna is attributing it exclusively to Gen Z. Partly true, partly not true. Honorable Senator Sifuna very well knows my stand on taxes. Even before I joined the cabinet or the executive, I am one person who does not believe that higher taxes would lead to more revenue or higher tax rates. And that is my stand. I've spoken about it. Maybe we share that idea with Gen Zs, but so it cannot be exclusively the Gen Z's ideas. And I think the government is also sold into the idea that now, where we have reached, we cannot go further to reduce disposable income. On housing levy, I think there is a discussion around seeing how to restructure it, because again, it has serious benefits, in my view. Quite a number of projects are coming up, but at the same time, the individual employees, those with pay slips, have complaints, which you cannot ignore. So a lot of restructuring is going on, and I am sure that more pronouncements will come in due course. On the issue of payee, again, also we are looking, actually this financial year, when we were preparing the finance bill, we even did some simulation on how to reduce the pay as you earn. But what stopped us from implementing it with this finance bill, and I think we are going to consider it in the next finance bill, alongside the reduction of corporation tax or corporate tax from 30% to 28%, we considered reducing to 28%, was the failure by KRA to meet its revenue targets. And so we thought that as we carry along with the reforms at the KRA, we should not be doing too many things at the same time. First, let us see what the reforms at KRA, in terms of automation and in terms of making it efficient, is yielding to us. Then we can now move to the next step of reducing the tax rates to increase disposable income. But it is an idea that I support, Senator Sifuna. And that also goes to the heart of fuel levy or road maintenance levy. On distribution of development across the country, yes, Senator, it is true, Mr. Speaker, that over the years since independence, that we have not been very fair and objective as a country in terms of distributing or budgetary allocations to regions. And this is what has brought the tension that we have in the country, where people believe that for you to get development, then your people should be the ones in power. And I think devolution was meant to cure this, but it's still at the same time, still it has not been fully cured. We are trying, and it is not something that you are going to do in a day, to try as much as possible to be equitable in the distribution of resources. And I think the budget that we have produced addresses it to some extent, it has not fixed it, but addresses it. Take, for example, and I've given this example, that since independence, the children in Tana River have been eaten by crocodiles as they cross River Tana going to school. For bridges, one bridge costing just 100 million, yet you find many of us have tarmac roads up to our homes. It is not fair. So many of us have tarmac roads up to our homes. So many of us have piped water in their houses, even in rural areas. Yet Tana River, those children, for just 100 million, have been eaten by crocodile. That is, we cannot live in such a country of iniquity. So, inequitable resource distribution. Remember, for the first time, I want to say here, Dadaab constituency, for example, is going to see
30 seconds more.
The first tarmac road. And I can go on and on. And you see the first major road in northern Kenya being under construction since independence, from all the way from Meru, Isiolo, going to Garissa, Wajir, all the way to Mandera. 740 kilometers being done in this government to enhance equity. Now, the majority leader talked about, I can just answer the majority leader by saying that I am going to follow through some of these initiatives, including the support to tea cooperatives, common user facility and all that. We have put some allocation in the budget. I hope they will not be taken away by the National Assembly. And then I will make sure that the monies are released or the exchequer is released to support the tea sector. Thank you very much.
We now move to question number 048 by the Senator for Kisumu, Honorable Tom Ojenda. You may proceed to ask your question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, I'm very much aware that you are constrained by time, but you know, Mr. Speaker, when members are asking questions not related to the subject matter, as we come from areas that the best in the world, and under question to the CS, but when now we start digressing and we don't ask the prime questions, Mr. Speaker, then some of us will be lost. So, Mr. Speaker, can you give me a latitude just to ask him one question? So that...
Honorable Senators, this is not for me to tell you. The standing orders are very clear. On, if you read Standing Order 51C, 7A and B, it's very clear that one, you need to ask one question, and that one question must be related to the primary question. Now, if you take to the floor and give us a speech, time doesn't stop running. For those who feel they have more questions to ask the CS on this particular subject, you can always post that question, and we'll invite the CS to come back. This should not be the end of responding to questions related to taxes on agricultural produce. Senator Tom Ojenda, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question number 48 goes to the CS Treasury, CS John Mbadi. It's in three parts. Four parts. The first part, what immediate measures are being implemented by the government to address the extensive days in processing pension claims for retired civil servants of various levels, Mr. Speaker? And could the Cabinet Secretary provide a timeline for full digitization of pension records and transition to an end-to-end enterprise resource planning ERP system for a more streamlined process? That's part one of the question. Mr. Speaker, part two is on the processing of pension and the pervasive corruption claims. How is the ministry addressing the pervasive corruption and bribery within the pensions department, including claims of pension payment to non-existent or ghost pensioners? Part three, Mr. Speaker, what is being done to ensure that pension funds, which have persistently faced significant carryovers due to underfunding and liquidity challenges, are prioritized and allocated adequate funding in future budgets? And lastly, Mr. Speaker, part D, could the CS Treasury explain why any proposed regulatory reforms aimed at harmonizing outdated pension laws with contemporary digital financial management practices? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. These questions are born out of the delays in payment to pensioners. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable CS, you may proceed to respond. Now we have 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes to be utilized by the CS in responding to the question, and also to be utilized by honorable senators in asking supplementary questions.
Yeah.
Now, honorable CS, your response is fairly lengthy. Please paraphrase it to allow honorable senators time to interact with your response.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think I'll take 3 minutes just to go through the response. I'll not read it verbatim. Measures being implemented to address delays in pension processing and the transition to a digitized pension system. A number of steps we are taking for comprehensive review. One is timely submission of retirement notices. Employers are required to notify employees of retirement at least 1 year in advance and to submit pension claims to the pension department 9 months before the official retirement age. Number two, verification and documentation. Pension payments are contingent on complete and accurate documentation from retirees and employers. Incomplete submission, disputes, or litigation. Number three is processing at the pension department. Once a complete pension claim is received, the department processes it within 90 days, as stipulated in the National Treasury Citizens Service Delivery Charter. Then we have exchequer releases, which is also another challenge. Payment of pension gratuities depends on the availability of funds, which is influenced by national revenue inflows. So to improve efficiency, these are the measures that we have taken. One is deployment of pension officers to key MDS. So we have made sure that key MDS, like TSC and others, have pension officers. The National Treasury has deployed 18 pension officers to the Teacher Service Commission, for example, to expedite the verification and submission of the pension claims. Number two, strict enforcement of early submission policies. MDAs are mandated to submit pension claims 9 months before an officer's retirement date. Number three, system enhancements and technical support. That is, pensions management information system is undergoing significant upgrades to reduce manual interventions and improve efficiency, and also enhance data security. Review of the pension legal framework is also being undertaken to align with the emerging needs and improve the sustainability and efficiency of pension payments. National Retirement Benefits Policy. The Cabinet has approved the National Retirement Benefits Policy, which was approved on 3rd November 2023. This policy aims to harmonize retirement benefits, improve governance, and enhance sector growth. Public awareness and sensitization is also ongoing, is also being conducted, workshops being conducted, and sensitization programs on retirement. Recruitment of additional pension officers. To enhance processing capacity, the Treasury recruited additional pension officers in 2021, followed by 6 deputy directors in 2024, with specialized expertise in pension administration. Number 8 is the re-engineering of the pension management information system. The Treasury has onboarded a contractor to develop an enterprise resource planning solution which fully digitizes pension, and that online claim submission will be done, self-service portal, automated approvals, integration with key government databases is also being addressed. So number B was the question. So the system is expected to be fully rolled out by 1st July 2025. This will help us now, like what I said before, that we will automatically transit those who are from the payroll to the pension payroll. Addressing corruption and bribery in pension administration. First, we are doing the following: strict pension verification procedures that it's being instituted, and this will help us reduce errors, fraudulent submissions, and unauthorized payments. Collaboration with financial institutions, like the case that Senator Eti Okech spoke to earlier. We are working with commercial banks and financial institutions to monitor dormant pension accounts, flag suspicious activity, and prevent unauthorized withdrawals. Open plan office layouts. Pension department has restructured its office setup to enhance transparency and accountability, reducing opportunities for unethical conduct. Decentralization of pension services through Huduma centers, following retirees to access services without unnecessary bureaucracy or middlemen. Number 5 is integration with the National Death Registry. The Treasury is integrating biometric verification with the National Civil Registry to detect deceased pensioners in real time and prevent continued payments to non-existent beneficiaries. Biometric pension verification and e-pension system has also been implemented. Collaboration with the investigative agencies to deter cases of corruption. Now, number C is ensuring adequate budgetary allocation for pension payments. That was also asked. The Treasury is committed to ensuring that pension obligations are fully funded and liquidity challenges are minimized. And to achieve this, prioritization of pension payments. Pension payments are treated as a first charge obligation in the national budget, ensuring they are allocated sufficient funds. So it is in the CFS as a first charge. addressing carryovers and cash flow constraints. Outstanding pension obligations due to cash flow challenges are prioritized in the subsequent budget cycle. Like 2023-24, we carried forward 23 billion. That is pension unpaid at the end of the financial year. That became the first charge and was paid in the 2024-25. But that has also put a strain on our 2024-25 finances. But now I'm happy to report that as we speak, in fact, between 30th of April and 21st of May, it would interest you, Mr. Speaker and the honorable members, that within those 3 weeks, we paid a total of 17 billion. 17.4 billion to the pensioners. And now we have a balance to pay of only 16.9. So compared to last year, when we carried over 23, up to date, and the year is not yet over, we have 16.9 billion to pay. And I think we are going to do much better than last year, although we should do 100%. Addressing carryovers, I've spoken to. Timely issuance of monthly pensions, again, that is one of the steps that we are taking. Regulatory framework for pension administration. The National Retirement Benefit Policy approved in November 23, together with the provisions of the Constitution, provide the foundation for modernizing and aligning pension laws with contemporary economic and demographic realities. In line with this, the government is implementing key regulatory reforms, which are as follows. The legal reforms, we have on the scope, the Task Force on Public Service Pensions Legal Framework, formally appointed on 17 September 2024, is tasked with reviewing existing pension laws and identifying gaps and hinder effective service delivery. Then there is legislative and regulatory amendments. The task force will propose comprehensive reforms to enhance efficiency. Then we are also doing benchmarking with international standards. The review will incorporate lessons from countries with well-established pension systems to ensure a robust and globally competitive pension framework. Number 2, engineering the pension management information system. Again, I talked about this, eliminating paper-based processes, empowering pensioners with self-service capabilities, accelerating processing through automated approvals, enhancing security and accuracy through system integration. So the key here is automation. If you automate pension system, as we have indicated, then you'll solve a number of these issues. And I've said from 1st July, we are onboarding the system, and it will enhance efficiency. Now, finally, I think is reforms to enhance financial sustainability, transition from defined benefits to defined contribution. To enhance sustainability, the defined benefit scheme cannot work, because again, with the life expectancy going up, and with meager or limited resources made available through budgetary provision, we can't sustain this. So the new system of public service superannuation scheme is going to help us a lot in addressing these pension challenges going forward, because we are going to have defined contribution system that is already rolled out, and this has been done out of actuarial calculations, and it is a better system. So in conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the National Treasury recognizes and values the contribution of retired civil servants, remains steadfast in its commitment to ensuring that their pension benefits are processed efficiently, transparently, and without undue delays. The measures outlined above are transformational and will ensure that Kenya's pensions administration is modernized, digitized, and aligned with international best practices. I submit.
Honorable Ojenda, you may now ask your 2 supplementary questions.